The topic history books refuse to touch. Half of every human who has ever lived has dealt with this. Every single month. For literally thousands of years. And yet somehow, it barely shows up in any history textbook. So let's fix that. Let's start in ancient Egypt, around the 15th century BCE. The Papyrus Ebers, one of the oldest medical documents on Earth, actually describes women using softened papyrus as a vaginal plug. Yes. Ancient Egyptians were experimenting with tampons before most civilizations had invented the alphabet. Meanwhile, in ancient Greece, Hippocrates wrote about a different method entirely. Lint, wrapped around a small piece of wood. And for regular days, Greek women used linen rags. They even had a name for them. Phulakia. Literally translated, protection. At least somebody was being direct about it. The man who thought periods could kill bees meanwhile, went with wool. Wealthier women had pads cut specifically for the job. Poorer women just tore up old clothing. Practical. Sensible. Almost normal, by ancient standards. And then Pliny the Elder opened his mouth. Pliny was a famous Roman scholar. Respected. Widely read. And in his book Natural History, he wrote, with complete confidence, that menstrual blood could turn wine sour, kill entire crops on contact, dull the edge of steel, rust bronze and iron, and, somehow, kill bees. He also claimed it could drive dogs insane, and that a single glance from a menstruating woman could tarnish a mirror permanently. This wasn't some fringe theory. This was one of the most respected scholars in the Roman Empire. Writing this down. As fact. For centuries, people believed him. Meanwhile, the women he was writing about were just going about their day. Progress? What progress? You'd think, after Egypt and Greece and Rome, the next few centuries would bring some actual innovation. They did not. Medieval Europe mostly just kept reusing rags. Washed them. Reused them again. Some historians even trace the phrase on the rag directly back to this exact method. So for roughly 3,000 years, across multiple advanced civilizations, the technology basically never left the laundry pile. The actual fix wouldn't show up until embarrassingly recently. The invention everyone was too embarrassed to buy in 1888, Johnson & Johnson released the first commercially sold disposable pad. Called Lister's towels. It should have changed everything. Instead, it flopped. Because the topic was considered so shameful, women were too embarrassed to even ask for it by name at the store. The modern tampon with an applicator didn't arrive until 1931. Invented by a doctor named Earle Haas. His inspiration? His wife complaining about how messy cloth pads were on a camping trip. He modeled the applicator after a shotgun shell. A doctor solved a problem women had been managing on their own for 3,000 years, by copying the design of ammunition. So let's recap. Egyptian papyrus tampons. Greek lint on a stick. Roman wool pads. A famous scholar who thought all of it could kill bees and rust metal. And an actual commercial fix that didn't arrive until the 20th century, because everyone was too embarrassed to talk about it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history nobody teaches you, subscribe for more videos exploring the strange, uncomfortable truths behind human history. And here's a question for you. Which ancient method sounds worse to you, the reused rag or the wool? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next adventure.